Hi guys, Biracial Tiffany here. Happy 2009. Better late than never, I hope. Sorry for the delay in getting back. I never got to make another video last year. Actually, one of my favorite things about the first, week or so of a new year is making really corny jokes like, I haven't made a video all year, or I haven't washed my hair all year, which is actually true. I hope that your 2009 is off to a good start. I'm having a little bit of a vlogger's block. I made a video, I think it was on Friday, and I just really thought it was a waste of time, so I did not post it. I'm kind of feeling like I'm starting to sound like a broken record, and maybe I've said so many things that I'm just starting to repeat myself, which would be what the definition of sounding like a broken record is. First thing that I want to say that I really can't believe that I left out of the last video is that I had a fantastic thing happen to me at work last year. And, I think it was in the video that I talk about the hot comb, which is maybe number 55. I said something like, there's nothing wrong with someone asking me if I'm Dominican or Puerto Rican. It's not an insult. It just would not be nice for someone to say, are you black and white? Like that's an option. And that happened to me. I was at work and I was talking to this guy about the car, and the conversation was kind of over, and he just stood there for a minute and he said, are you black and white? And I was like, what? And he said it again, and I said, yes, I am. And he said, oh, my sister is too, and you look just like her. And I said, oh my goodness, thank you so much. It's so nice to be seen, and I feel like nobody ever sees me because nobody ever guesses that. And he was what we would call a monoracially black person. Anyway, so that was it was really thrilling to me because that finally happened. I really think that's the first time that's ever happened. What else? I have been hearing from lots of new subscribers and viewers who are going back over some of the older videos and reading the comments, and are kind of surprised by the rude things that people feel the need to say to me just because I am speaking my truth. Certainly not something that I really think everyone has to agree with. If you don't agree with it, that's fine. It's not really going to change the way I feel about things. And if you think that you would like to change the way I feel about things, certainly the way to go about it is not by disrespecting my truth. Really all I have to say about those comments is it is just disrespectful, and that makes me angry. There is an angry black woman in here, and really what I think angry black woman, angry black man, whatever comes from is being disrespected. And I really do believe, though it is my opinion, and I'm not trying to state that as a fact, but I believe that black people are the most disrespected group of people probably in the world. But I will just limit it to this country. And I don't think that's some big, whoa, that's a profound statement. I think most people would agree with it. And that is why we, and I say we, because though I am not exclusively black, I am black, and I am perceived as a black person, or a Hispanic person, but anyway, a black person when I, live my life. So in ways that people are disrespected and not considered and mistreated and looked over, all that stuff has happened to me. So that's why I include myself in we, although that may seem contradictory because I'm saying that I am not black, I am mixed. But I can't be mixed without mixed like I am without being black. So anyway, I'm incredibly frustrated right now because this computer of mine doesn't really want me to make a video today, and just didn't take the last 10 minutes of talking that I did. So I'm gonna try to get over that and continue. It's sad that the disrespect has sort of invaded us to the point where we are disrespectful of each other. It's interesting to me that all of those comments, the intention behind them seems to be to take me down a peg. And the best way that those commenters know how to take me down a peg is by telling me that I'm really black, that I'm really just another N like them. Or, I don't know. It's really sad that to some black people, the way to take a person down a peg is by reminding them that they are black. I don't really understand. I wanted to talk some about respect. I told this whole story moments ago about how sorry, I'm just checking to see what's going on here, how I was just disrespected once at the airport because I flew home with Indy for the holidays, and I always get very nervous about the flying with the dog. But then I realized, well, there's a level of anxiety all the time about flying with me, and I think it stems from this experience I had almost 10 years ago. I think it was in 1999. And I was working for Chrysler, and I was flying from Detroit to Orlando to work at an event that I cannot remember for the life of me if it was specifically an AKA sorority event, or if it was black sororities, and just because of all the pink and green and everything, I really remember the AKAs. But anyway, it was at a Disney hotel. I clearly had to get to Orlando to work there, and my flight was on the same day as the first day of the event, and part of my contract said that I had to fly with my wardrobe with me. It had to be part of my carry-on, so that if my luggage got lost, there was no excuse for me to not be prepared to work anyway. So, that was fine, and being me, I was like really following the rules, and I had my, standard black roll-on suitcase. And I get up there and I hand the white man my boarding pass, and he says, "Oh, you're gonna have to check that bag. There's not room on this flight for it." And I said, "Oh, no, actually, I'm contractually obligated to take this bag with me because I'm going to work and everything I need for my job is in it. And I'm literally contractually obligated to have it. It will fit under my seat. I've flown with it many times, there really shouldn't be a problem." And he said, I said that, now I am paraphrasing because this was 10 years ago and I do have a good memory, but it's not that good. He said, "No," I said, "you cannot take this bag. You're going to have to check it here at the gate." And I said, "Oh, please, if there's any way we can just see if it will fit when I get on the plane. I really need to have this stuff with me because I have to work right when I get there." And so we are kind of going back and forth with this. And at the same time, there's someone else taking people's tickets and boarding the flight, and they're not saying boo to any of the white businessmen walking on with their same size, carry-on roller suitcase, whatever you call it. And I noticed that, and a coworker was also going to be on the flight and going to work this with me, and she said, "Maybe I can put your suit in I guess she had a duffel bag or something that they weren't giving her a problem about." But unfortunately, the angry black woman in me at this point was like, "No, there's a principle to the thing here, and this is not right." And finally I said to the white man, "If I was as white as you, my father, or any of these men that I see boarding this plane with a similar sized bag as me, I don't think I'd be having this problem." And he jumped in front of the door, to the little gate thing, and said, "You're off the flight. That's it." And I was like, what? I did not see that coming because, I don't know, 9/11 hadn't happened yet, and there wasn't so much, stuff when you had to go to the airport. And I was so mad, and the argument escalated, and I'm sure I swore a little bit. And he said, "We're going to have to remove you from this area, and we're going to have a manager come out and talk to you." And I was like, "Yeah, you better. You have a manager come out here and talk to me," because I'm thinking the customer is always right. I have done nothing wrong, and blah, blah, blah. This lady came out and just totally talked down to me, and we cannot have you treating our employees this way, and you are lucky that we are going to put you on the next flight to Orlando, and blah, blah, blah. And I just completely refused to utter another word because, well, it was pointless, and it would have been a waste of breath. When they left, totally, like, called both of my parents individually crying, and my boss. Oh, yeah. And when I got there, some people who were going to the event were also on the flight that I was originally trying to be on, that I was supposed to be on, and they saw the whole thing, and they gave me their cards and said if I wanted to, you know, pursue a lawsuit or something, that they would be happy to be a witness for me, because they really couldn't believe what they saw. Yeah, that was disrespectful, and that made me angry, and it makes me angry. And I do notice that it's like, my mom makes fun of me because when I get mad, she was like, oh, you are totally... It definitely is, you know, just kind of a difference in temperament, I think, when it comes to anger in the white and the black community. I have some white friends, or, you know, people I know pretty well, that have admitted they're afraid to make me mad, because when I get angry, I'm like, I don't know, I'm just really angry. But I kind of don't even think, because I hate confrontation and I'm kind of a nice person and prefer to be, I don't really think it's that bad. And I think, man, if you, I mean, you'd be really afraid to get my mother angry or something, you know. I don't know what my point is. I'm just pointing out that there's a difference. And so when I wonder about what it would be like to have a white mom instead of a black mom, but just I wonder what the differences are, I think the differences in discipline and tone and everything, that there are subtle differences. Not really feeling like this is as much about disrespect as I thought, because that just sounds like a crappy experience I had. I mean, it was disrespectful, but I mean, I suppose I was not the most respectful. They started it, but I, you know, ended up being disrespectful too. Thanks to my MacBook, I'm not really sure what kind of a video I have right now, because it kept cutting me off. But hopefully, you've enjoyed it.